Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome to Olga Magate's Top Trader South Africa. In this video series, I'll be demonstrating the best way to use an RSI. Yes, the best way how one can use an RSI. So this is a beginner's guide to trading using indicators. It will lay a foundation and a solid foundation on how one can employ indicators in their trading. So indicators are not useless at all. They can not necessarily offer you a shortcut to a good market analysis, but they can cut all the unnecessary activities that a lot of people do when they analyze the market. Have you ever heard of analysis paralysis? The indicators will solve that for you. It's better to, not necessarily better, but it is more advantageous to use an indicator as a beginner trader to better understand the market than to fall victim to a lot of theories that don't really work. Okay, so now in this case, I'll be using the RSI. Let me just enlarge the indicators window. So now we have our 70% level, our 50% level, and our 30% level. So the strategy is contrary to popular belief. You know, a lot of people believe that when the market trades to the 70%, that is when you sell. When the market gets to the 30% level, that is when you buy. I don't have anything against that, but we will be using it in an opposite way. So now here's the thing. The first thing I'm going to share is that when the market starts trading below our 50% level, that is when you will look for sells. When it starts trading below our 50% level, that is when we look for sells. When it starts trading below our 50% level, that is when we look for sells. When it trades above our 50% level, that is when we look for buys. Buys. That is when we look for buys. That's when we're looking for buys. Once it trades above the 50% level there, that is when we look for buys. We look for buys. I know a lot of people believe that when it gets to the 70% level, that is when it's going to start selling. But look at what happened. It continued going higher. Then it dropped a little, then dipped below the 50% level, then came back down, then continued going higher. Okay, so everything here is contrary to the popular belief. So just with minor demonstrations, we are looking at the let's just go to the 5 minutes time frame, just a quick one. Here we had the consolidation. The market was consolidating on the 50%, below the 50% level. Then it penetrated the 50% level and traded above the 50% level, approaching the 70% level. So now in this case, that is where a trader starts looking for buys, not sells, but buys. Start looking for buys. So when the market trades above the 50% level, there is a price action that will tell us to buy and where to put our stop loss. So that will be shared on our it will be shared on our part 2. This will be a series on how indicators can be used. Okay, let us jump to the next one. The market took out liquidity there, hence it went to the 70% level, then started going down. So once it gets below the 50% level, just right there, there is a price action there that we will show on our part 2 that tells you that now is time for a sell. We're going to discuss these on part 2. Then the market started going down. Look at what happened. Immediately it hit the 30% level. It continued going lower and lower and lower and started consolidating, just like it did here. Started consolidating. The consolidation is below the 50% level, including the 30% level. Then immediately when it started trading above the 50% level, we look for buys. Look at what happened. Even though it was consolidating, moving sideways, the market continuously going higher when you look at the chart, right? A lot of people are saying, oh, it's selling. Sadly, market goes higher and higher. So we get here again, the market started consolidating. Okay, this is part of the market. But now there are trades now here. When you look at the 1 minute chart, let us just highlight this just to have a quick one. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Look at what happened there. Market consolidated but traded just right there. It traded below the 50% level. Then it started going down. Okay, dipped a little bit to the upside, then dropped again. You get what I'm saying? The same thing, consolidated here, then went higher, traded above the 50% level. Then what happened? Continued going higher. There's a signature there. This one is just for scalping. There's a signature there that tells you that you should enter. Then you place your stop loss below there. So that will be discussed on part 2. So here is it again. The market starts going low, trades below the 50% level, consolidates, continues going lower. Just look at this, just right there. It was at 30%. Did it sell? Sorry, did it buy since it was oversold? No, it did not. It sold, continued selling, consolidated, traded above. Here there is a what's this, a price action that will tell you whether you have to buy. If it does not happen, you don't buy. Okay, so yeah, market continued on the downside. Same thing here, consolidated, traded to the downside, right? Continued going lower, lower and lower. Same thing here, consolidated, continued going higher. There's a signature here that tells us to buy. It bought. What happened? You see? So stay tuned to our videos. Now, what you can do, take your RSI, put in your 50 level, your 70 level, and your 30 level, and practice what I have shared. And I'll see you on part 2. Stay tuned.